high level discussion on what are the different team members in an agile project and what are their roles, right? Before that, we will have a brief discussion on how and why people is important. Is there any research that has been conducted? So we will discuss about one particular research, which is called the COCOMO research, and the findings of that research. And then after the discussion of the team roles, we will talk about the different types of characteristics of a high performance team. What differentiate a high performance team from a low performance team or a failing team? And then with that characteristics in mind, we will also chalk out what are the different things that a manager needs to keep in mind while developing a team for an agile project. Okay, so this is just a derivation of the characteristic of a high performance team and the things that fails a team. Okay, so after that, we will talk about team building. So there are three models of team building that we need to know for PMI ACP examination. We will talk all three. There are many models, but we will restrict our discussion to only three of them. Then after that, we will switch gears and we will talk about motivation. Again, there is a lot of different kind of theories on motivation, and those guys who have prepared for PMP, so you might have seen a very exhaustive list of theories, motivational theories, right? But those things, the entire details are not required for PMI ACP, because PMI ACP is not going to test you on your knowledge of a particular model. So be it team building model, be it motivation model, be it any other model, right? It is going to directly test your application. Can you motivate a team in need? Whenever there is a circumstances, can you apply and differentiate the individual's need and take necessary action to motivate that person? So we will not talk about the specifics of many models. Rather, we will talk about why motivation is important, how you can motivate people, and what are the different factors that you need to keep in mind to motivate different individuals in an agile project. And then we will conclude our discussions with a brief discussion on information radiators, some of the charts that we use in agile projects and how those charts are actually effective, right? Why are those charts very popular in agile projects in order to measure the performance of the team? Finally, we will close the entire module with a discussion on team performance, right? So we have discussed that, we have discussed time and again that in agile projects, it is more about collective win and collective losses. So it is also about measuring the collective performance of the team, not the individual performance, right? This is one of the challenge that that is there with the HR managers and the business leaders, that generally in most cases the traditional approach of measuring performance is performance measurement at individual level. When we draw a bell curve, it is about individual performance, and we try to put individuals on a bell curve. So the top performer, the middle performer, and the bottom performer, and we try to trim the people who are at the bottom end of the bell curve, right? So this is a traditional method, but that method is not prescribed in agile projects. Rather, what is discussed or what is prescribed in agile projects is popularly known as measuring up. Measuring up means you don't measure the performance of an individual, rather performance of the team, all the people who are affecting the performance of the individual. So it is like measure whether other people are helping one or not, whether other people are collaborating or not. If you measure collaboration and the tendency to help and participate in different kind of activities, that is going to help you in aligning the individual's objective, individual personal objective with that of the project objective or project goal. Okay, so this is a introduction of this module. With this, let us move on to discuss different aspects of this module. Okay, so we will start with a discussion on people over process. Why do we concern about people, not the processes? It is not a gut feel. It is not based on mere observation of thought leaders who have worked in 70s, 80s, and 90s, right? So it is not about just that. It is about a research also, right? It is the research is known as the COCOMO research, which was conducted in 1995 by Barry Boehm. Okay, so he has analyzed the success factor of 163 projects, 163 software development projects. He has analyzed over a span of about 10 years. And with that analysis of those projects, he realized that the most important factor for success of a software development project is people. If you have the right set of people, then your project is expected to get completed within time and on budget. So schedule and cost are two important factors of a software development project, and these things, these schedule and cost, can be adhered to and can be ensured that it can be estimated and means fairly estimated, and it can be achieved if you have the best in class people. So the research tells us that, hey, in an agile project or in any software development project, if we just generalize it in any knowledge work project, where the idea is to generate new knowledge, where the idea is to work on concepts, where the idea is to research something, is to build something new, right? In a collaborative manner, in those contexts, your best bet is people. So 33% of success or failure, 1/3 of success, probability of success or failure, depends on who is working with you, who are the people who are supporting your project. So this is a very important insight that we get from the work of Barry Boehm in 1980s and 1990s. This helped us to focus more on the individual part or interaction part in an agile project. Okay, and simply Google COCOMO model and you can find it very easily on Google, right? So there is it's a statistical model and you can easily get it. Now we have different kind of roles in an agile team. Let us review the roles and discuss first, and then we will quickly go through the slides. What are the different roles, prominent roles in an agile team? Number one. Okay.
Product owner.
Okay.
Facilitator.
Okay.
And team, probably.
Right.
Scrum Master, right? Instead of Facilitator.
Yeah. So facilitator is a common term. That is when we talk about the agile as a whole, the term is facilitator. If you talk about Scrum methodology, then this term is Scrum Master. Okay, so don't get confused when you are taking this exam of PMI ACP. You are most probably you will see the word facilitator.
Yeah, and project lead also. Sometimes they are using project lead also, project manager also.
Manager also. Sometimes you see the project manager also.
Yeah.
These are the general term for the Scrum Master role. Okay. So what are the different Roles of these people. A sponsor, starting with a sponsor. What is the role of a sponsor? High level is enough. Whatever we discuss on this blank page is enough. Then it is just a means ritual to just go over the slides. That's it.
Business case review and funding the project.
Okay. Business case review, even before that.
Yeah.
Even before that, what is that?
Selecting the correct project.
Selecting the correct project, right? Why do we need a project?
Yeah.
Right. That is the first thing. That the need arises from the sponsor.
Yeah.
Right. Why do we need it? Or what is the vision? Right. So what is the vision of this project, of this product or project? This answer comes from sponsor. Now he funds the project also. That is the right thing. Okay. Then he helps to gather the team also. Okay. Okay. So these things are secondary. The primary thing is he gives the vision. Okay. Second thing is that he is concerned about the success of the project. Right. Overall success of the project. That's it. High level success work, failure work, that is his own his prime concern, his or her prime concern. Right. Now what sponsors do is they do not do anything. They only envision things. Right. They only envision things, and then they need somebody who can execute the vision. Think about the director and the CEO. Director has a vision and the CEO is the executor. Right. So the sponsors only, they have the vision about the product, and then they rope in the product owner. The product owner is the person who execute the vision, right? Right or not? If you have any doubt or any confusion, let's discuss.
Okay, Shriwant.
Okay, Anita, Upendra sir, do you have any difference in opinion? Have you seen some different thing in your projects?
No, for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So sponsors have the vision and they give the vision to the product owner. Okay. So product owner is the sole person, the only person who is responsible for return on investment. Okay. So whatever is the vision, whether that vision is actually realized or not. When it is realized, then the return on investment for the customer is guaranteed, right? So this person is responsible for this. Now imagine, can this person alone execute the project? No, right? He cannot alone execute the project. He needs the team, right? So what he does is he shares this vision. He shares this vision to the team. Right? So the PO shares the vision to the team. Now, while doing this, PO is concerned about the external matters. Right? So customer interaction. Team is self-organized. Now somebody need to help the team. Somebody need to make sure that the team actually work as a team. They are not just a group of highly capable people, right? So we have this group of highly capable people, and these are expected to fulfill this goal, fulfill this vision, or execute on that vision. Now the issue is that these highly motivated people, think about your own projects. If you take highly capable people, it is difficult for you to bring them on a same page, because they have different type of biases. They are human beings. It is not easy for anybody to simply start thinking in a enlightened manner that, hey, since I am hired for this project, let me keep my own priorities at bay and focus on the project. This does not come by default, and that is why we need a facilitator. It comes, but it does not come by default. Very few people are like this, for whom they are intrinsically motivated, they are principled, they understand their responsibilities, they understand their commitment to the project right from the day one, and they behave accordingly in a very matured and very professional manner. But not everybody is like this. So we have a facilitator. So PO also need a facilitator. PO also need a facilitator to help along with him. So because PO cannot dedicate time and manage externally and internally both at the same time, we need a facilitator who can internally manage the people. So for internal communication, facilitation, right? For internal communication and facilitation, we have a person which is the Scrum Master or Facilitator in the team, right? What is his role? His role is to build the team. His role is, there are 4 roles we have discussed. Ensure that the team feels empowered, ensure that the team is getting the right environment, ensure that the team understand what Agile is and what is the nuance, what are the nuances of the methodology they are using. This person has a wide range of roles, right, which the team need. The team requires those things to become a team first. Whenever there is an individual level issues or a team level issues, this is the person who will handle it, right? So high level, this is the thing, right? Now coming on to the execution level, one level below. So high level, sponsor have vision, they for execution of that vision, they hire PO. Now PO needs somebody to do it. So PO has the team. PO does not hire the team, but PO has the team with him, and this team gets the information of what to do, means what is the vision of the product from the PO. Now PO cannot handle the team and the external stakeholders, so we have a person who is dedicated to manage or to engage the team and align the team effort for the best results, right? This is what we know. Now coming on to how it is done. How the PO...
I have one question. Sorry for interrupting you in between.
Yes.
So the question is like, I mean, we know we need facilitator, right, in Agile project. I mean, this role cannot be considered as an optional. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm trying to understand here is, like in my project, we don't have a specific person, or probably I would say, who is dedicatedly looking for this Scrum Master, or probably kind of doing the facilitation. So is that possible, like within the team, let's say a senior member, let's say a lead, right? Or maybe a associate manager, okay? Can someone from the team itself take the role of facilitator and then do the work? Is that possible?
Excellent question. Excellent question. This is a question that somebody asked me in one of the forum. So very good question. The answer to this question is very simple. Think about it. Think about when you are asking this kind of question, you need to relate this to your own activities of your project. Okay, so just let me do one thing. Let me just clear it first. So we say that we have sponsors, right? And then we have PO. Then we have Scrum Master or Facilitator. And then we have team. Okay. Now, when you say that we need a facilitator, okay, when we need a facilitator, why do we need a facilitator? Think about it. Facilitator is for what? Think about
Manage the team, I mean the internal affairs.
For what? So don't go at 30,000 feet. Go below. Day-to-day activity. What he will do? Facilitator means what he will do at the day, on a day-to-day basis.
Daily stand-up meeting.
Yeah, daily stand-up meeting, and then probably
no, not at all. Daily stand-up meeting is not the role of a facilitator. Daily stand-up meeting is a self-organized and self-facilitated thing. He needs to be present there so that whatever is the decision of the team, he can follow through and he can get it done. But there is no role of facilitator in a daily stand-up meeting. Daily stand-up meeting is not facilitated by the facilitator. Daily stand-up.
Okay, yeah. Anyone in the team can.
Yes, anyone in the team can facilitate it, and it is called emergent leadership in agile projects.
Okay.
So facilitator, वो तो आप भूल ही जाओ. Facilitator is not for daily scrum. यही तो सबसे बड़ा समस्या है. In agile team, people think that the facilitator is for daily stand-up meeting. He will go and just command all the team members to discuss the things. No, this is not the spirit in which this idea was floated. Think about what is the real role of facilitator?
To remove roadblocks.
To remove the four things that we have discussed.
Yes.
The 4 things that we have discussed, that is the role of facilitator. Now, what are the 4 things that we... Again, go back to the principle. I told you, whatever is your question, the answer lies with only one thing. The Agile Manifesto, the slide that we discussed, the connection between the values and principles, and the servant leadership slide. There are 4 roles of Scrum Master or Facilitator. Number 1, remove impediments. Okay. Whatever is the impediment is a road blocker for the team. Whatever is the road blocker, electricity is not there, transport problem. Okay. Somebody is not listening. The PO is not giving the information. Customer is adamant that they need that leaf level feature first before the route is ready. Whatever is the issue, these are the impediments. Okay. Second thing, create the environment. Right? Safe environment.
Right environment.
Safe and right environment is the best word. Right environment. Okay. Create the right environment means the team members should feel happy about it. They every day when they are going home, they feel that, hey, I need to go home because it's too late. They should be enthusiastic about work. This is the role. And how can you do that? Is there a quick fix solution for this? Think about it. Can anybody do a quick fix solution that, hey, from tomorrow, this is the policy, and that is why with this one strike of your signature, now you have a safe and sound environment in your project?
No, that is something which needs to be built.
It needs to be built over time. Third point, share, communicate, and tell me, recommunicate. Right? Shared vision. Communicate and recommunicate the shared vision. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, week after the next week. Every time you feel that there is a gap, you need to pitch in and fill it. See, the problem is that, no, so in practical situation, the problem is why you have this kind of doubts, why people think that Scrum Master is a faltu role, is because Scrum Master does not understand and they do not take these actions. First thing. Second thing is because the top leader also does not understand the entire spirit of the Agile. And they don't adopt Agile as it is. When we talk about adoption of Agile, it is mostly hybrid. They pick the little bit pieces here and there, whatever suits them. If I were to just take a parallel of this role, we have discussed earlier also, this role is synonymous to the role of a general manager of a factory, the highest level person who motivates others. Right? So this kind of a thing. So this is the third rule. The fourth thing is food and water. Food and water is a metaphor. Means understand about the psychological needs, about the emotional needs, about the financial needs, and then make sure that you fulfill all those needs. Can it happen in just one meetings or a group meeting or a weekly review? Think about it. Can anybody ensure this just on a weekly basis, on a very formal setup? No. So Scrum Master is a role in itself. It's a big role. The problem is that most projects do not take this in the right spirit. Now, when these are the roles, whom this particular person would help? This particular person would help this person, a team, or this person, a product owner. Think about the product owner, the team. They are not collaborating on daily basis. Should they collaborate or not as per the Agile manifesto?
They should.
They should on daily basis.
Yeah.
Mind you, on daily basis, they need to collaborate. And our Mr. PO would say, hey, I am very busy. I cannot tell you the same thing over and over again. The entire spirit of the user story is defeated. What is a user story? User story, you forget Jira. Jira is not capturing the true spirit of a user story. Because in Jira, whatever we write, we can write tons of lines. We can describe everything and let the other people read. This is not the true spirit of a user story. User story needs to have, it should be a card. Okay, Jira has a card. It should facilitate conversation and then confirmation. Is it facilitating conversation? No. People are reading it and they are doing it. Do you see this in your projects or not? So the point is, Whenever there is a conflict between these two, who will pitch in? You say, okay, okay, I don't want facilitator. Sponsors can do it. Let's take example, as sponsors can do it. Sponsors can pitch in. Okay, but can a sponsor have a personal connect with the team, each team member? He don't have time to visit even the review meetings. How can he get dedicatedly connected with each individual? So there is a bandwidth issue. Think about the PO. Say I don't want a Scrum Master, PO can handle it. When PO can handle it, can you handle two things? Can you be unbiased when you yourself is involved in a conflict? Think about it. Why do we need a arbitrator every time? When you yourself is involved in a conflict, then it is very difficult to be the arbitrator as well. This is the challenge with a human nature. When PO is the Scrum Master and PO has a conflict with the team that, hey, I cannot collaborate with you on daily basis, who will resolve this? PO cannot resolve this because PO has a bias that I am very busy. Coming on to the team, just the same thing now flipped to the team. Suppose one member from the team, the senior member from the team is a Scrum Master. Okay. Now he can have a personal connect with everybody, right? But then will he not have a bias towards the team and their understanding? Will it not defeat the purpose of emergent leadership? So eventually we need a person who is unbiased, who even if the customer or even if PO wins or team wins in a conflict, SM has nothing to do. SM is a neutral party. What he needs to do, he needs to be biased, he needs to be truthful, he needs to be trustworthy. And he needs to adhere to the Agile manifesto, the principles and values of Agile. That's it. So a neutral party to make sure that the customer's requirements are fulfilled, but it is fulfilled in a manner so that the team remains happy. Now, in your case, you don't have any dedicated role. Dedicated role is not required. Who told you that it should be a dedicated role? We have not discussed that it is a role which must be there in any Agile project team of say 6-7 people. There should be one person who is a Scrum Master. But I have never told you that a Scrum Master cannot be a Scrum Master in 2 or 3 teams simultaneously. Have I told you that? No. So you may not have a dedicated Scrum Master, but you need a Scrum Master who is working with you also, who is working with the other team also. The idea is for the Scrum Master is to have a complete vision of the product, what is happening on a high level basis, not on a technical basis, on a very high level basis. And then the more important thing is that he needs to have the understanding of the pulse of the people. Personal connect, hanging out, individual one-to-one coaching, team coaching, retrospective, all kind of facilitation, all those things are important. Clear hai?
Yes.
Upen
Yes.
sir, anything you would like to add?
Yeah, I'm fine. I think.
Okay. So you are okay with that. So this is how these are the different roles we need to discuss. So let's see. Okay, be clear on this. Don't think from any specific methodology perspective. Okay, so whatever I discussed with you is not from a methodology perspective. It is general agile role going back to agile manifesto and servant leadership concept. Okay, two things: project sponsor, then product owner, development team, scrum master, and others. These are the 4 roles which we need to discuss. The first one is so he or she advocates the project in the organization. So even before the start of the project, he start talking about it. He is a visionary person. Okay, provide the vision and direction to the PO. What does the firm want to achieve from this project? High level, what is the requirement? He will tell to the product owner. Then he is focused only on the project success, on time delivery, on budget delivery, and all. Right? He may join some of the sprint review, but most probably he don't have the time. Okay, this is a high level of sponsor. Coming on to the product owner. Product owner focuses on value delivery to the customer. Okay, maximizes the return on investment, manages the backlog. Okay, make sure that the shared vision is given to the or is communicated to the team. Okay, provides the acceptance criteria. So all these things, now we are going to the execution. So the idea is to maximize the value delivery, maximize the return on investment. How it is done? It is done through these things: backlog management, acceptance criteria, okay, approval of the increment, giving feedback in sprint reviews. Okay, he manages the external stakeholder, attends planning meeting, review meeting, and retrospectives. Okay, these are the things we know about the product owner.
So this the product owner is basically a strategy to reality.
Yeah, yes. I would say that, yes. Agree with that. Strategy and execution of the product.
Assignment. So the sponsor will talk about very, very high level. I want to get a beautiful software with so and so functionality, and end up that I want to get it done with 50% achievement. That is only one bullet point or 2-3 bullet points. It's a sponsor point of view.
Yes.
From that, we need to go the deep dive and talk to the user and different concerns. The PO had to collaborate and get the requirements, validate it. Right. So this is something drill down to the 2-3 level down.
Yes.
Then the vision through acceptance test, he had to showcase back to the sponsor.
Yes.
Your vision. This is the reality. Slightly here and there, but he is a kingmaker of the product.
Yes. Definitely. Then the development team. Development team consists of all the people like coder, tester, designer, analyst, all these people. Okay. The important thing is that the team is capable of doing anything. So it's very, very bold statement when you say anything or everything. It's a bold statement, but yes, it is a bold statement. And any agile team is expected to be this much capable. When I am working with my product team to develop Spur, I have full confidence that no matter what I tell them, they will figure out. So they will figure it out how to do it. So there are people, they are working part-time and they have about collective experience about 50 years. But I am very sure that no matter what I tell them, I say, hey, I want an AI algorithm. They will figure out how to do it. This confidence is very important in the mind of the product owner, in the mind of each team member, because this confidence brings respect for each other. Just imagine that you have a team member and you know that your developer cannot do something, and he has not the attitude to fight and learn. What will happen? He will become defensive. He will not try to understand anything which is going beyond his comfort zone. Right? It will create problem for you. It will take you more time and effort to get on a shared vision. So this is very, very important, that the people, the choice of pick and choose the people in very means be very choosy in that. Hiring is very critical in agile projects. When you hire people, think about the passion, think about the learning ability, think about the problem solving mindset. If these things are there, then I think it is better for you to eventually create. Okay, so they build the product using the agile approach. They regularly update the information radiator. Okay, so all the execution thing that needs to be done, the development team does. Okay, they self-organize, take local decisions, they write acceptance test, they write user stories. Okay, they test and revise the increment, they hold retrospective and reflect upon their processes and improve it, and they perform iterations and release planning and include estimations. So many more things. This is if you just go to the nitty-gritty on day-to-day basis, so they conduct the daily stand-up meeting. Okay, they conduct spikes. So the list is long. Okay,
Just yeah, one question I have. Sorry, the Scrum Master is part of development team?
No, Scrum Master is a part of Agile team. Agile team includes the development team, the Scrum Master, and the PO. So the project team, Agile project team.
Correct. If you can go back previous 2 slides, we discussed about the sponsor. We discussed about the product owner.
This one, or even before that? This one?
Yeah. Yeah. First one is sponsor. Okay.
Yes.
And the second one is the PO, product owner.
Product owner. Yes.
Then third one is the development team.
Development team. Yes.
So can we expect a Scrum Master also?
No.
Or
no, Scrum Master will come later. Next.
Okay. Done. Okay. I'm just waiting.
Okay. Okay. So development team is this. Now coming on to the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master acts as a servant leader. The first thing that you need is Scrum servant, SS. So what is the expectation from Scrum Master? Go to the servant leader, 4 points. This is the JD. JD for Scrum Master is these 4 points. Right? Whether that person can do it or not, you need to evaluate during the interview process. That is the 4 point they can do or not. For that, if you think that technical knowledge is required, it is very technical, very niche product. Okay, so need some technical knowledge. If you feel that no, it's a generic product, and probably he may be knowing about it, he can easily understand it. So all these things, the important thing is that whether he or she is able to execute the servant leader role or not. Interesting point. One of the IT companies, means I was interacting with for a project. In that company, the CEO calls himself the Chief Servant Officer. The CEO likes to call himself Chief Servant Officer. So the idea is simple, that hey, I am not the CEO, I am a servant leader for you, for the entire organization. So this is the idea, means probably the essence he would like to share. Now this person, Scrum Master, helps the delivery team. Helps you will see all kind of help, facilitation, guidance, all these verbs you will see in this. Okay, he engage the relevant stakeholders, act as a coach, mentor, guide the team about the agile product, help the product owner manage the product backlog, shared vision, goals. Think about a deadlock between the product owner and the team. Okay, you can change the product owner, but you cannot change the team. Don't quote me on that, but ideally the more weightage is for the team, right, in an agile project. So the product owner, if they have a tussle between the team, who will resolve it? The Scrum Master will resolve it. He will intervene. Okay, facilitate all kinds of meeting, planning meeting, review meeting, retrospective meeting. Okay, and then follow up. This I could not get whether it is review. So here it is written that it is reviews, so probably review over. Okay, follow up on issues raised in stand-up meeting and remove the impediment. So follow up on issues raised in stand-up. In stand-up meeting, in the last domain, we will see that in stand-up meeting, the role of Scrum Master is nothing, just to note down what needs to be followed up. That's it. If somebody is coming late in the meeting, there is no need to escalate to the Scrum Master, or Scrum Master do not have to intervene. If somebody is not adhering to the things, then Scrum Master can only facilitate in a retrospective. Hey, this is how you can do it better. Right? Scrum Master has no role in daily stand-up meeting. He has just to make sure that, hey, whatever there is a roadblock. Okay, this roadblock has been highlighted. Okay, then the two team members, they decide that, okay, they will talk offline and get it cleared. That's it. So whether they have talked and get it cleared or not, this follow-up, the Scrum Master will do.
I have one question here.
Yes.
If one of the team member is not cooperating or disturbing the team, and the Scrum Master tried his best to convince him, but still the team member is behaving differently, and the Scrum Master, where he can escalate or whom he can escalate?
Yes, very good question. So in the last domain, we discussed about the stakeholder engagement, right? And in the stakeholder engagement, we discussed one point, that the stakeholders, they themselves design a method or process to escalate the issues. You remember that?
Yeah, level 1, level 2.
Right. So the escalation metrics, they themselves decide very early on in the project, not in the project charter, but very early on in the project execution process. They themselves decide how to escalate. So if the daily stand-up meeting, in the daily stand-up meeting, somebody is not cooperating or somebody is not coming, first thing is that Scrum Master has to just observe it. Okay, let the team handle it internally. The team may talk to them individually. The team members may talk to them offline, not on the daily stand-up meeting, but offline, and try to understand what best can be done within themselves. Even after that, if the person do not collaborate, they can discuss the issue in a retrospective meeting. All kind of people related issues can be discussed in a retrospective. So in a retrospective, they can discuss this with the facilitator and everybody will be there, right? If the team feels that the thing is out of control and the Scrum Master need to intervene, then the Scrum Master would go and have a one-to-one discussion with the person who is not following in a proper code of conduct. This is what I understand. Right? So it is only when the team escalates, then only the Scrum Master would intervene.
Yeah, in waterfall, if team member is not cooperating, the manager go and inform to the group manager or the general manager, and somebody will take an action by collaborating with HR or something. But in this case, Scrum Master only document and try to influence, try to get solved. But if not, what kind of a definition escalation matrix which team can define in the beginning of the project? Definitely not a development team, because the escalation matrix value chain up. It is more than.
It will go up. Yes, it will go up. So it will probably go.
Stakeholder is, it will go to sponsor level.
Yes.
Will it go to the any program manager, group manager level, or it will go to functional manager level?
So probably it will go to first. It will go to the functional manager level, because the functional manager is responsible for the performance appraisal and all. So at the functional manager level, it will go first. And then probably if the functional manager is not able to handle it, then probably it will go to the next level.
But escalation will be last resort. I mean,
escalation will be the last.
Last. And I got a few questions in my PMP exam.
Okay.
So I got some options like this is the scenario and what Scrum Master will do first. Okay. So when we are getting first, then first act will be first we will talk to this particular guy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I mean 3 to 4 questions were there in which I got some options of escalation, but in Agile I think we should not select the escalation path, because everything can be managed with the discussion and
Yes.
talking.
Not escalation is the last resort, first thing.
Yeah.
Even Scrum Master intervening is also the second resort. It is not the first option.
Right.
So if this is the situation and the question asks you what you will do as a Scrum Master, so
Yes.
my answer would be I will not do anything unless I am asked to do, unless the things escalates to me. I will let the team resolve this conflict of why somebody is not attending a daily stand-up meeting on a regular basis. This is the agenda and issue of a team. It's a local decision. They can handle it. Let them handle it. Okay. If somebody is the person might have personal issues, he may not be well, there can be many issues, right? So first the team themselves need to accommodate the constraints within themselves and resolve it. If they are not able to resolve, then I will go and intervene. And how I will do as a Scrum Master, I will go and talk to the person. I will go because I already know the situation. So I will go and talk to the person and try to facilitate him to get to a solution.
So looking at getting the right resource is the key of the Agile project success.
Yes.
Because when you say everything team, the team itself should be qualified, matured enough all round.
Yes.
The psychological and the technical and maturity point of view, just not only development, right? In the past, I do the 8 hours code, then I'll just leave. I don't care about the rest of them. What happened, the team will take care.
Yes.
But now look at the overall product development is taking the responsibilities, ownership. So required much more maturity and mental stability also, which means need to select the right resource in the beginning.
Right.
The best. If that is something mess up, whatever you Agile, blah blah blah, it won't work out. That's what I'm trying to say.
I also agree with you. Means
at least 50 to 80% should be there. With the proper team should be hired, maybe a little bit expensive also. But
yes,
even if it is getting cheaper resource, then your product will start at somewhere, it will hang somewhere.
Yes. Now think about the practical scenario, right? So this is a very, very pertinent question. And when team is everything and team needs to be mature enough, can you get the mature people within your constraint of time and cost? All the time, probably you may not get the mature people. So the practical consideration comes into action. When you do not have the mature people in your team, what you will do?
Coach, mentoring, coach.
So the role of this facilitator becomes even more important, right? And can you say that, hey coach, I'm giving you so much of money, you make my immature team mature one? Can it happen in one day? Right? It cannot happen in one day. It is like watering the plant. If your plant is at a very early stage, it will take some time. But even if you don't water it, it will die. So Agile, that is why Agile is a philosophy. It's a mindset. It's not so straightforward. It's powerful. but it takes time. It is like you invest in Agile for maybe 5-10 years, and then you see the results. The result will be exponential. It is like the curve would be like this. So few days back, I got a very good WhatsApp forward that tells me the growth curve of a person, right? The growth of curve of a person is like this. So when you have Scrum Master, active Scrum Master who is contributing to the organization, what will happen is that you will see the growth like this. Okay. He is daily coming, he is engaging with the people, he is breaking his head, he is investing enough time, and suddenly you see this happening after some time, which is beyond your expectation. So this time period can be anything, but what you need to say that, say, Scrum Master effort. No, it's not effort, it is the output. This is the time. So growth happens like this. Okay. Building Agile team. Now switching gears. What makes a team? Small number of people with complementary skills, committed to the goal, mutually accountable, makes a team. So this team should have a small number of people who have complementary skill set, who support each other, they are committed to the goal, and they are mutually accountable. So in Agile team should be T-shaped, and they use swarming as frequently as possible. Swarming is like collective brainstorming. Okay. So what are the characteristics of a high performing team?
Before going high performing team, I have one question.
Yeah.
No. In general, for example, if team want to deliver a 6-month project, but I would like to give some reward and award. If they could able to finish 15 days earlier, okay, reward or punishment, whatever it is. So in this case, who is going to take a decision and who is going to propose it?
No, I could not understand the question. Come again.
Yeah, my question is, the project is 6-month project. Okay.
Project is on
6 months. 6 months project.
6-month project. Okay.
Yeah. But due to some constraint from business or regulatory requirement,
okay.
But if we could able to move back 5 months rather than 6 months or 5 months, 1 month back, they have to finish as per the plan. Okay. So if team is able to do it, some kind of reward might be come from management because of their extending their hours or maybe collaborating on weekends or getting some contractor help, whatever it is. So in this situation, who can define and who can give this kind of motivation to the team? All developers talk together and yes, we can finish within 5 months and can I get something else? Or the sponsor will come and inform to the facilitator, and facilitator communicate to developer, they'll think and come back, hey, we can do it or we cannot do it. Is this something happen?
Okay, great question.
Because project means always as per the plan, but sometimes we have to be, advance also. But we are ready to pay something. But until the developer is strong enough, go back, or else maybe management come back to developer. Yeah, look at here. This is what my expectation. If you do, I'll give 500K. You can distribute yourself. This is a bonus I'm going to give it, but this is a urgent because sprint is only 4 weeks time, but they have to work completely reverse. Is it something done anytime practically?
Great question. Very good question. I really appreciate it. Now, my approach would be to go back to the Agile Manifesto. Okay. In Agile Manifesto, we have some values and principles, and one of the principles talk about that the best solution comes from the self-organized and empowered team, right? the best solution comes from where?
A dev team, a team.
Best solution comes from the team.
Team.
Right? So best solution comes from the team. Now the thing is that best solution comes from the team. Right? Now you have a problem. The problem is that the team says that, hey, the team agreed. Let us just slightly modify the scenario. The team earlier agreed that, hey, this is the roadmap and the project would take 6 months. Now you are at the first iteration, and you feel, your sponsor feel or your customer feel that, hey, 6 months chalega nahi. I need it in 5 months because the market scenario has changed. I need it in 5 months because the market scenario has changed. Okay, what do you need to do? How can the product owner respond to it? Sponsors of this project, think about the product owner. The requirement is coming from the customer. The customer wants the product to be completed in 5 months, not 6 months. So this is conveyed to the product owner. Now product owner needs to respond to it. What the product owner needs to do is, he has to go to the team and say, hey, this is the shared vision. This is the vision of the project that we all started with. And now the vision has changed a bit because the market situation has changed a bit. How can we do it in 5 months? Okay, first step is this. Now the team may get convinced. If the team is very motivated, then they get convinced, and they will give you a solution. The solution can be increase the number of people, okay, increase the manpower, okay, or modify the requirements. Okay, there can be n number of solutions. See, every problem has a solution because the team is empowered. Team is like that. So the issue needs to be resolved by the team itself. Now the problem is that whether your team is ready to take that initiative. Abhi reward recognition to bhul jao, uska zarurat hi nahi hai. That is the second level. Now coming on to the reward recognition. Reward recognition tab aayega when the team is saying, hey, team is adamant, hey, this is not possible. Mr. Product Owner, this is not possible. When team is in this mode, it is not possible. Then you need to intervene. Maybe Scrum Master may intervene. Maybe the customer directly may intervene. Maybe the Scrum Master together with the PO may think about different kind of interventions which will motivate the team. What can be those interventions? One kind of intervention can be acknowledgement that whatever the PO is telling is true. He is not just making up a story. PO's concern is a genuine concern. So the PO facilitator would request the sponsors to come to a meeting and re-communicate the modified vision of the product. When it is coming from the director or the CMD of a company, it is more credible versus when it is coming from the product owner, right? And since it is a special scenario, so one kind of intervention can be some superior authority comes to the meeting and he shared the information. But that is again a second level. The ideal stage, ideal situation should be that any kind of this change in product requirement should be handled by the team and the product owner themselves. If the team needs some kind of encouragement, some kind of motivation, then the Scrum Master and the product owner, they can plan it accordingly. They can discuss together and they can plan it. What would make the team tick? It may be a communication, it may be a reward from the sponsor, it may be It may be some addition of manpower, it may be some new technology, it may be anything, right? You feel this is okay?